Good evening, and welcome to Ingenuity at Work. We, the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Lambda Tau Omega Chapter, are proud to present a series of webinars to encourage and provide informational resources for business owners, entrepreneurs, and those who aspire to become one. Throughout the series, we have provided tools to prepare for entrepreneurship, which included building your business, ensuring financial success, promoting your brand, and obtaining access to capital. Today at Ingenuity at Work, our panelists will provide economic development resources from the state and local levels for business owners in the south suburbs of Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that all phones be muted and cameras disabled during the presentation. The series will be recorded and made available through our social media platforms for your convenience. If you have any questions, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom and type your questions in the chat. The moderator will present them to the panelists throughout the presentation. At this time, it is with great pleasure that I introduce our moderator for this evening, Bloom Township Democratic Committeeman Lori Williams.
Thank you, and we're going to have our presidential greeting from Dr. Leah L.H. Hill.
Thank you. An educated, enlightened, and informed population is one of the surest ways of promoting the health of democracy. Nelson Mandela. State Senator Michael E. Hastings, Mayor Sheila Chalmers Curran of Matson, I apologize, Stephanie Luster of East Stations, and our sorority sisters and chapter members, Audrey McFarland of State Farm, Donna Miller of Cook County Commissioner, Lori Wilcox, committee person for Bloom Township, my sorors, and all guests, welcome. Again, my name is Leah Hill. I am the president of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Lambda Tau Omega Chapter. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to our fourth installment of Ingenuity at Work. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Lambda Tau Omega Chapter strives to enlighten and enrich our community with knowledge they can use to uplift and grow the Southland community. Good day.
We will now have a greeting from our program chair, Michelle R. Clark.
Good evening, everyone. For Ingenuity at Work. And this series is going to be an empowering experience for people who are current business owners and entrepreneurs. We've had an Ingenuity at Work. I did want to mention that these are going to be recorded. This series will be recorded. To see this series on our Lambda Tau Omega Chapter YouTube channel at a later time. So please sit back, enjoy the experience. You'll have an amazing opportunity to gain lots of opportunities to find out about economic development and incentives within the 19th district and in the south suburbs. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Please adhere to the virtual meeting procedures. The slide is on the screen. I'd like to introduce introduce Senator Mike Hastings. In 2012, Senator Hastings was elected to the 98th General Assembly in the state of Illinois Senate. During his tenure, Senator Hastings has worked in a bipartisan manner to pass numerous pieces of legislation that have positively changed the social and financial landscape of Illinois. Senator Hastings currently serves on the Appropriations, Appropriations 2, Financial Institutes, Insurance, State Government, and Veteran Affairs Committee. Senator Hastings is also the Vice Chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee and also holds the title of the youngest serving senator in Illinois. As a result of his hard work, Hastings was named Legislator of the Year by the Mental Health Association of Illinois, the Friend of Agriculture by the Illinois Farm Bureau, and an Environmental Champion by the Illinois Environmental Counselor. Thank you, Senator Hastings.
Thanks, Lori, and happy, what do they call it, AK anniversary, is that right? I think you're at your 1 year mark.
Yes, thank you.
Illustrious and special sorority, and congratulations, and to the other ladies who are on the call. Thank you for having me. It really is an honor to present to you today. You know, in college, I had the opportunity to visit an AKA house, and I also visited what they call the Noop House. I think some of you know what that is, but we always had a lot of fun. There's no doubt about that. So, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike Hastings. I represent 218,000 people in the greater southwest suburbs of Chicago, from Madison north to Markham, all the way west to Lockport and Joliet. It's a very geographically diverse and racially diverse district. It's a Republican and a Democratic state representative who I serve with. So it's a very interesting place to represent. And I just want to say thank you very much for having me today. Lori, I'm not sure if I'm going to go into the slide presentation here. I don't know if that's the next slide. If that's
yes,
okay.
Senator Hastings. Hi, it's Commissioner Miller. And yeah, we just want to welcome you and just thank you for that introduction from our Democratic committee woman. And Senator Hastings, I know you're going to cover some important business initiatives that you've been working on as far as it relates to small business in the state of Illinois. And we do have your slides up, so we'd love for you to just take it away.
First of all, I want to say Donna does an awesome job representing us to the county, and I've known Donna since day one of running for the Senate. So it's nice to have a combined arms team of people that work together with the best interests of the region. So thank you, Commissioner Miller. And so I want to go over just the small business assistance here and what we've been doing in the state in terms of assistance grants. Obviously, with COVID hitting, we've had a very detrimental effect on businesses across the Southland just because of the closure. So as a part of the state budget, which was a very tough budget this year because we fell pretty much a lot short, a couple $2 billion short in terms of revenues, in which we had to leverage some of our federal assistance in the form of loans. And we'll be addressing that here in November and December, and how we address our budgetary issues. But part of the budget was a $636 million program, and it was to provide economic relief for small businesses. So we had our first round of grants that were put out there, and a lot of businesses in our district got significant resources. So whether you're a restaurant, whether you're a bar, whether you're a salon, whether you're a fitness center, you had the opportunity to apply for these grants. It's not like the PPP loans in certain areas where you're required to pay those back. These are grants that you don't have to pay back. I know we've had, whether it was Rochelle's Flavors restaurant in Richmond Park, or her satellite campus cafe in Hazel Crest, to taste all the different places. Our fitness centers, LA Fitnesses, our small mom and pop shops, whether it's the Orange Theories of the world, they were eligible for money. And then a lot of our restaurants, applied. They got a lot of money, and we're very happy about that because a lot of our overhead for restaurants was starting to put some of these businesses out of business. And so a second round of these is coming. We're really excited about that. If you want to go to the next slide, Donna, if you don't mind. So when we did these business interruption grants, I want to make sure in terms of how we did this. So we have distressed communities, distressed industries. So movie theaters didn't open. Our concert venues didn't open. In the south suburbs here, we have the World Music Theater. I think it's changed names 15 different times. They have access to money, but distressed areas as well. They have an opportunity to access a separate pot of money as well. So you'll see that on the next slide as to where those distressed areas are. And again, these are grants. I mean, this is a grant program where people don't have to pay it back. We're gonna go to the next slide really quick. So this is the district in which we represent. And then one more slide over, Donna. This is the area I really want to focus on. So if you look at the eastern part of the map here, it goes from Burbank south all the way to Blue Island, Harvey. These are the economically and disproportionately impacted areas. And when I say that, it was impacted disproportionately in terms of COVID infection rate. We had a pretty high initial infection rate. And with the help of Don at the county level, our state representative, Debbie Myers-Martin, we were able to get one of the first COVID testing sites outside of the city of Chicago. It's operating right now at South Suburban College. And then if you look to the west, in the Joliet area as well, there's some disproportionately impacted areas there as well. So if your business is within these areas, there's a separate pot of money that goes towards the business interruption grants. And if you or any of your friends know of anybody, the applications are open right now for round 2. Go to the next slide there, Don. So again, $70 million set aside for these distress. The African American population in general has been disproportionately impacted by COVID as a whole. And it's nice that the governor and the General Assembly and the county government realize that and put their money where their mouth is. And so when it comes to PPE all the way to financial assistance, that's our job to make sure the money gets to the people who need it the most. Luckily enough, our hospitals and our healthcare facilities in the southwest suburbs, that being St. James, Advocate South Suburban, and Silver Cross Hospital, really haven't had the increase in terms of the amount of patients going there for need of care. Initially, it was pretty high, but luckily, we really do have great health care, at least in the south suburbs. We don't have access to a trauma center as of yet, but we do have trauma services in the south side. So that is a plus. I will say that St. James was the recipient of ventilators that we thought were needed, but I think they're there now just on reserve. So I'm very happy about our healthcare system and the monetary assistance that we're going to be providing to these areas. I think we have one more slide, Donna. If we don't, I'm going to go into one other topic area, if that's okay.
Well, just real quick, Senator Hastings, can I just ask for you to just discuss, when you're talking about these disproportionately affected areas, I know you do such a great job for us in representing the Southland. I mean, how do those conversations look amongst your colleagues when they see these disproportionate numbers and you're fighting for us?
I'll be honest, Donna, and some of my colleagues don't understand the Southland at all in terms of, the Southland has really been the stepchild of the state of Illinois for a very long time. I think right about now is the strongest our suburban delegation has ever been. If you look at not only just the business interruption grants, but if you look at the capital improvement projects that are coming to the Southland, I mean, we have close to, I want to say, at least $3 billion in economic projects coming. If you look at the local road landscape, I mean, it's just unbelievable how much road paving, whether that's through the county or the state, all the money usually flows through what you pay at the pump. But it's unbelievable the progress that we're making. Our government entities in the Southland, this is probably one of the hardest parts that people really don't understand. At times, the government entities have been unstable and unstable just because of the ebb and flow of people coming and going into elected office. I really think that our leadership team at the local level is probably the strongest it's been in a very long time too. And that helps for long-term development, economic development. If you look at Madison, whether that's a Pete's Fresh Market that's coming here, hopefully we announce that later on in the late fall, early winter. If you look at the Amazon regional distribution facilities that have been built in Donna and I's district, whether that's Markham, University Park, Matheson, and Monique, we're talking tens of thousands of jobs. And these jobs, they provide for utilities, they provide a decent wage, whether you're at a line worker or a managerial worker. And then if you look at, we have a license for a casino that's going to be decided on hopefully by the end of the year here. That's something we've been fighting for in the Southland. And then if you look at the South Suburban Airport as a whole, that's something where we're really focusing on the infrastructure, building the roadways, the off-ramps to get to where we got to go, and to make that final push of investment to get that as well. I spoke to the CEO of Allegiant Airlines. I'm not sure if a lot of you are familiar with that, but Allegiant wants airports like the South Suburban Airport to fly to and from vacation destinations. They're not looking for a Midway or O'Hare. They want that small regional airport that can get you to and from, in addition to the Amazon facilities that are being built. I mean, between UPS, FedEx, and some of the other cargo airlines, it's important that we have it. The problem is we're competing against the city of Chicago, not only for resources for capital, but resources in terms of COVID response. So I'm confident in our team. I'm confident in the outcomes that we've had so far, and I'm really excited about what's to come. Some people like to talk bad about our area. I'm going to tell you something. Our area has nothing but the most potential in the state of Illinois, and that's why people are moving from the city to the suburbs, and that's why that's why people are wanting to invest here. And with that investment in people, the state, the county, everywhere else down the line has to invest the money in the Southland as well.
Well, we're so grateful for you to be down there fighting for us. Those census numbers are going to show an increase in the suburban areas where they might have a decrease in the city. So just stay on the line. We might have some questions for you if that's okay. And I'm going to turn it back over to our Bloom Township Committee woman.
Can I make one more statement here? Guys, I watched this equivalent of a dumpster fire last night for a debate. And I've never been more disappointed in our president. And I'm a military guy, and they always support the commander in chief, but I'll just say this, a lot of my military friends are disappointed as well. I mean, leadership is something you should, leadership is action. You got to be able to say what you're going to do and then actually do it. And that's something that I've taken pride in. And then the other thing too is give people a sense of reality and a sense of hope that things are going to be okay. And quite honestly, at our national level, I don't see that. At our state level and our county levels, I do see that. I'm not trying to pump you up either by any means, but I'm gonna. We work real hard to make sure that people get the resources they need. And I'm not saying that because I want to pat on the back, but people deserve that from government. And I'm so proud of what we're doing now, financially and economically. Every level of government's taken a hit. Families have taken a hit, and I'm very proud of the fact that our people are committed. And when we vote, we got an AKA on the ticket. I mean, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. I don't know if I'm an honorary AKA, but I don't know if you go in the house, you get an honorary membership, but it's I'm really proud of our members, and I'm proud of our people, and we just, we're committed civil servants, and God knows we're not doing it for the money. I'm just really happy for our area, and I think we got a lot of promise, a lot of good things coming.
Well, sharing your military experience is so important. And same with our Bloom Township Committee woman who has a military background. So we applaud you and thank you for your service.
Thanks, Donna. I'll answer any questions.
Thank you, Senator Hastings and Commissioner Miller. I'd like to read the bio for our Cook County Commissioner, Donna Miller, followed by the bio of the Mayor of Matheson, Shelia Chalmers-Curran. Donna Miller is currently the Cook County Commissioner of the 6th District and serves as the Vice Chair of Contract Compliance, Workforce Development, Veterans Committees, and the Chairman of the Forest Preserve District Contract Compliance Committee. She has a background as a healthcare consultant working with leading pharmaceutical companies and biotech companies. Donna has tremendous experience in sales, training, and development, bringing together collaborations for new business within healthcare companies. She has received numerous awards and recognitions for her professional accomplishments. Commissioner Miller's political involvement includes the membership in the League of Women Voters. She served on the board of Planned Parenthood as the chair of the board of Planned Parenthood of Illinois. She's the second vice president of the Illinois Democratic Women, the former president of the Democratic Women of the South Suburbs. During the 2016 presidential election, Donna was part of the Illinois delegation during the Democratic National Convention, serving on the Rules Committee in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She is also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the Lambda Tau Omega Chapter. Donna is also often asked to speak to students as a mentor, a role model, and is truly passionate about empowering our youth to realize the significance of their future. She is married to the Honorable Dr. David E. Miller and has 2 boys. Commissioner Miller is also my commissioner. Mayor Sheila Chalmers Curran. Sheila was elected as the first African-American female to become the president of the Fire and Police Commission for the state of Illinois. She served in the role of trustee of the Village of Matheson for a total of 8 years. While serving as trustee, she was appointed to chairwoman of the Economic Development Committee for the Village of Matheson. In 2017, Sheila was elected mayor of the Village of Matheson. She is grateful for the chance to make a difference in the lives of others in the community that she lives and serves in. Thank you. I'm going to turn this back over to Commissioner Miller. She is our panel moderator.
Thank you so much, my committee woman. All right, I appreciate it. So Mayor Sheila Chalmers Curran is doing fantastic things in the city of Matheson, and we're so honored to have her with us tonight to tell what is going on there, all the hard work that she has put in. I can testify to it on many different levels, and Matheson is on the move under her leadership. So without further ado, Mayor Sheila Chalmers Curran.
Thank you, Commissioner. I am so happy to be here and to participate with this panel. It's just following my favorite senator is going to be a little bit difficult though, but I'll do my best. One of the things that we want to talk about in reference to the Village of Matheson is that we believe that Matheson is a home for business and a heart for family. And so we truly believe that, and that's our motto, and we take that to our business and our residents every time we go out. So that's our first slide, and we can move to the second slide. Thank you. The Village of Matheson welcomes Amazon. So many of you know that Amazon has decided to build here in the Village of Matheson. They've also decided to build in Markham. So we are really excited about what that will bring to our community. This will facilitate the 3rd airport in the Southland region is our hope. This is our hope and our belief that with the Amazons being here, that we will be able to make sure that people understand how needed a 3rd airport would be. Next slide, please. On June 22nd, we announced for Amazon and was shared with Governor Pritzker, Cook County President Perkwinkle, Senator Hastings, and Senator Harris. Our own Cook County Commissioner Donna Miller was there and has been there with us, as has our state rep, Debbie Myers-Martin. Next slide. The facility here, as you can see, there's a state-of-the-art fulfillment center in Matheson and Markham. This will create a number of jobs that we plan to have, like over 2,000 jobs, new jobs and full-time jobs with industry-leading pay. So we're excited about that. And I mentioned the individuals that I mentioned earlier were of great importance. And the reason why I mentioned them is because all of those individuals were a part of what we do and how we would be able to move it in a smooth way. They were at the table early on. So I want to thank the Senator and the Commissioner for their efforts and all that they have done to move this forward. They were at the table and made it a very smooth move for us. Next slide. Pete's Fulfillment Center. Now, this here is proposed opening by the end of the year. We were just there, as a matter of fact, 2 hours ago. We did a walkthrough. It's a beautiful facility, 86,000 square footage. It is one of the new concepts that has never been done out in this area, but we are going to be extremely pleased with it. They have now purchased almost the entire strip mall there, and they are revitalizing that area. So I'm looking forward to it. I spoke with Stephanie there today, and we're talking about opening probably early December. The problem that they're having is making sure they can get enough employees to fill out applications for that. So if you know of individuals that are interested in working at Pete's, please go to our website where information is located there, or go to Pete's website where they can fill that out and be a part of what happens here in the village of Matheson. Next slide, please. This here is an extensive list of new businesses and new housing and expansion in Illinois. Since I came into office in 2017, it's been progressive growth in the village of Matheson, with a lot of support from our board of trustees and my staff that is doing a great job of looking at the vision and making sure that we can move the village in the right direction. Next slide.
Mayor Chalmers-Curran, can I just interrupt you for 1 second and
Sure.
go back to that amazing list?
Go back. I didn't know if you wanted to hear all of that list, but we can go back to it.
Well, I just think that you should spend a moment to emphasize the work that you and your team has done, because this list doesn't just happen. And just give us an example of how you made one of these happen.
Well, first of all, I want to talk about the idea that Sam's Fulfillment Center, we can talk about that in particular. Some of you may have remembered that Sam's and Walmart left the village of Matheson. We were very disturbed by that. We made a call to Sam's and talked to them about the idea of coming back with a fulfillment center that we heard about that they had in Memphis, where I was born. And we got on the phone, and I remember them saying, we'll think about it. Staff has worked with them, and finally they came back with Sam's Fulfillment Center, which I love to tell people this. We received more sales revenue from Sam's Fulfillment Center than we ever did when Sam's and Walmart was there. So individuals don't understand that we are moving in the right direction because of where we are right now. I can talk about the streetscape plan. We received an $80,000 grant from the Chicago Metropolitan Planning in order to do a streetscape coming into the village of Matheson, where we would be a part of our gateway coming off of I-57. So we're excited about that. Now I can keep going now. Pete's Fresh Market, I just spoke about them. I just left the store a couple of hours ago. It is a beautiful store. It's huge, where you'll be able to go in there and buy all the food. You won't even have to cook anymore. You just go in there, and they got a big smoke stand there where they'll be barbecuing. They have another one where they're cooking all kinds of bakeries and all of those things. It is really a great place. So we got the Dairy Queen. It's a new Dairy Queen. It's come in there. It's taken over a building that was vacant. We got the Matheson Orthodontics office space, which we are excited. It used to be an old hotel. Now, all of these things have happened after I came in and was baptized in what could go wrong in retail. But these are the things with not only my staff understanding my vision, but having a board that was willing to work with me. I got a new Cajun Belly. The Cajun Belly, you can go there and get all the crab legs you want. It's a wonderful place. We got Generations at Applewood, which is expanded generations at Applewood, and they put in several $1 million of work to expand there. We have Aldi's expansion. This is a new concept for Aldi that has never been done before, and it's now expanded Aldi expansion. McDonald's did their renovations, and it's done in a way that they put in all the modern things that you need to do for the McDonald's, so that's been expanded. Family Dollar took over a Walgreens that left our area and came back. We have a sporting complex at the former Target that we are working with them to bring in youth different sports and that. We have Gerald Auto Group, which now has filled completely our auto mall. We have no empty spaces there. We're excited about that. We have Chicago's Fat Loss. You know, I could keep going now. You know, I'm really excited about it.
It's an amazing list, and I just wanted you to be able to highlight all the fantastic
I
work.
highlighted, and the last one I want to mention, because it's really a beautiful facility, is Alexi Senior Luxury Housing. So, I mean, as we get older, we have to move somewhere else. This particular senior housing has like a movie theater in there. It has a coffee shop in there. It is truly a luxury housing development with 3 phases of memory care. We have also, for hospice. We have all of those things are a part of Alexi, and it goes on and on. Brookmere has built 300 homes, have completely finished there. We're now moving to Regents Point, and so it's so much.
But didn't they say seniors were 55? I don't know about that.
Well, you know what? If you claim it, they'll let you come in. So I'm sure it's all good. It's all good. So just wanted to cover a few of those things, and
it's fantastic.
We're really excited because I have a great staff and I have a board that understands my leadership and my vision and are willing to work with me. And without a board working with you, you can get nothing done. So I'm really pleased with that. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about all of those. Thank you. So we go to the next slide. So here, we talk about economic development, and there are efforts behind our success through utilizing incentives. And so let's go to the next slide, and we can talk about some of the incentives that we use. Well, first of all, we go with goals and of economic development. One of the things that we talk about all the time, and I talk about with staff, is that nothing gets done unless you have good partnerships. We're big on promoting and positive business and being a part of the community itself. So that is the biggest thing that we do in the village itself, is establish with anyone coming into the village that we want to be a good partner with them. So next slide. So in order to achieve the primary economic development goals, we have to what we call our incentive toolbox. And this is done by a lot of us in the county, Cook County in particular. We have available financial incentives such as TIFs, sales tax rebates, business district, enterprise zone. We have support of a Class 8. We have a support of a Class 6B. These are things that we use when we want to balance the cost structure and make it feasible for businesses to locate here in Cook County. When we're competing with places like Will County and Indiana, we have to go into our incentive toolbox in order to make this happen. Next slide, please. So basically, what does the future look like? We are implementing a streetscape plan, and I think I talked a little bit about that. It's ongoing, and I mentioned that we received an $80,000 was received by the Chicago Metropolitan Planning, and that's working very well for us. We know that in order for individuals to be attracted to a community, it has to develop and look appealing. So we are working to do that. Some individuals may remember maybe a couple of years ago when I first came in and I talked about what would I do in reference to replacing big boxes that had left. So we're looking at what is new and how we can do business different. So we're rethinking what we can do and trying to be sustainable for years to come. One of the things that we're also doing is repurposing the former Lincoln Mall. So with doing that, the village is aware that retail as we know it or have known it for years is different. It has changed. And we have to change too in order for us to be sustainable for years to come. Next slide, please. So the new vision for Lincoln Mall. Right now, if you went by there, you would see that demolition has already occurred there. And the mall had so many safety issues that the court decided to close the mall. And finally, it was demolished. And so here we are now with the mall that has been demolished. And what's next? Next slide. So what is next? New memories and new beginnings. We want to make sure that we have new memories and new beginnings for individuals that are coming into the village itself. So Market Square Crossing is what we have been working with Lord & Company to develop this plan for the old Lincoln Mall. It'll be 50 acres of mixed-use development, open green space. It'll connect to the old Plank Trail. It have residential development with shops on the lower level and restaurants. It have a sporting complex, and the possibilities of a casino and entertainment center is a very real coming to the village of Matheson. Next slide. That's just one of the things that why I believe it's so important that we talk about Matheson and the location of Matheson. It's all about location, location, location. We are at I-57, Lincoln Highway, and Cicero, so we are a great location for the casino. So with that being said, this is a short video of our bid for the casino. The full video can be seen on our website. And I want to thank you before we move into our video. So if we could start the video at this time. Thank you.
Matheson, Illinois, population just over 20,000.
Really want people to know that Matheson is a great community.
I love the peace and tranquility. I love my neighbors.
Everyone is always has a smile and a hello and willing to greet you.
The village surrounds the intersection of Interstate 57 and the historic Lincoln Highway. It is a proposed site for an Illinois gaming license to operate a casino in Chicago's south suburbs.
We are the farthest away from the one that would be built anywhere in the city. 30 miles from the city of Chicago, 30 miles from Joliet, 30 miles from Indiana.
Logistically, it makes sense.
Glynis Harvey and Mark Kegley own the Hidden Manna Cafe in Old Matheson. They say a casino just a few blocks away would enhance their business.
People coming here to the casino would, okay, where else can I go eat? Where it's in the neighborhood.
And I like the fact that it's casino and hotel because it's something different.
Lael DuBose and wife Melinda are raising their 2 children in Matheson. They say the village's low crime rate makes it the perfect location for the casino.
I feel like Matheson is a pretty safe area. I think location is key because you want to put it somewhere where you draw the most people.
For Matheson, a casino development could not happen at a better time. About 10 to 15 years ago, people began noticing businesses along the Lincoln Highway beginning to close. The worst of it happened when the Lincoln Mall shut down, sending an emotional as well as economic shockwave throughout the village.
I had a very special tie for that mall because I worked there part-time.
Everyone was at the mall, so everyone was there. And I was little, so I would go with my mom, my sister. It was just so nice. I really miss that mall so much.
Whenever you have communities that are considered to be predominantly African American. You can have certain developers and certain retailers that think this is not the place to be.
Like most homeowners, David and Laclita Hicks have chosen to remain in Matteson in the village's safe and well-manicured neighborhoods.
We have a homeowners association, and they are tight. They will not let anybody slip.
But residents also realize the village needs help restoring its tax base, and casino revenue would help pay the bills.
It's time to revive Matteson. It's time to put more resources into an area that has been hit in the last few years.
In Matteson, I'm Charles Thomas.
Well, congratulations, Mayor Chalmers Curran. That is a great video and wonderful, just wonderful accomplishments of what's been happening in the village of Matteson. So thank you so much for being here and sharing that information, and keep us informed on what we need to do to help you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you again.
So next we're going to introduce two women business owners who are right here in the south suburbs. And let me please introduce Stephanie Luster. She is a beauty industry trailblazer and entrepreneur, and she has made it her business to inspire others to use their platform to walk in their purpose. Although she is based in Southern Cook County of Illinois, she consults within the industry domestically and internationally. She educates hairstylists and consumers on healthy hair. And as president and director of education for the Essations Incorporated family brand, Stephanie has used her 26 years of experience to propel Essations brand and stylist to the next level. And I'm one of her customers. She is a proud mother of two, Sophia and Brandon, which inspired the name of her salon, Sophia Brandon Boutique, located in Olympia Fields, Illinois. Stephanie serves as the vice president of Nina Cares Foundation and is on the board of Polished Pebbles. She truly loves to give back to her community to support the future leaders of tomorrow. So I'd love to have Stephanie come on, and we just want to get some information from you. So welcome, Stephanie. I don't know if I see you yet, but welcome. And just give us a little bit of information about the Essations brand and what inspired the vision for the corporation. Hi, hope we can't hear you yet. I don't know. Can she be heard by others?
No.
Hold on, Stephanie, we got to fix that. Is that you?
So it should be on her side because she is unmuted.
It should be on her side. You're unmuted, Stephanie. Maybe is your volume not up or something? You know what? Let's fix that. Let's see if we can fix that. And I will go and make an introduction for our next small business owner. And I can't start my video either. Okay, so I would like to introduce Audrey McFarland. And Audrey is a registered pharmacist and has a master's in health administration, which afforded her a 26-year career with Walgreens. And Audrey was the first African-American woman to be appointed to the Illinois State Board of Pharmacy and served for 12 years with 6 years as being the chairman of the board. In her 26th Walgreen year, Audrey had an epiphany after attending Harvard University sponsored program on creative leadership. With the assistance of her husband, Audrey began a process of cataloging the experiences she was afforded through her journey to the regulatory affairs position at the Walgreens corporate office. Those included filling prescriptions, opening new locations, managing locations, purchasing of independent pharmacies, union pharmacists, contract negotiations, conversion of the nationwide prescription processing program, and defending the operation of the system. In addition, Audrey's responsibility, including accompanying pharmacists when called before state boards of pharmacy to present quality improvement plans, when involved in prescription era and accreditation team for 3 colleges of pharmacy in the state of Illinois. But after being approached 3 times by State Farm Agency, their insurance agency, Audrey took the plunge. Audrey McFarland is a successful owner of a State Farm insurance agency in Palos Heights, Illinois, which she has operated since March of 2007. Audrey has qualified every year for designations afforded to high-performing agents, and Audrey has a team of 5 licensed professionals offering auto, home, health, life, business, securities, and annuity products. Audrey has found her niche and often professes that she waited much too long to take the plunge into entrepreneurship. Her agency generates over $8 million in premium annually through strategic advertising and marketing. While Audrey owns her own physical locations, she considers her team to be her greatest asset. So Audrey, welcome, and we would love to hear about your vast experience and how and why and what made you have the decision to go and take the plunge and have your agency in the Southland. So we welcome you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for that warm introduction and the invitation to be a part of Ingenuity at Work. I can tell you I've truly enjoyed this series, and congratulations to Lambda Tau Omega on a successful series. It's been refreshing. But actually, my Commissioner Soror, my journey was a little convoluted in that my decision to come to the Southland was secondary. I actually almost began in Glen Ellen on the North Shore. However, the long and short of it is, I decided to pursue the opportunity just due to the family nature of the Southland. I think most of us know people that have matriculated from Chicago to the Southland. And, you know, people that have moved within communities within the Southland. People go from South Holland and they may come to Flossmoor, and then they may go to Tinley Park, and then they may go to Frankfurt and come back to Homewood. There is this family reach and family ties that have developed due to the movement of our families in the Southland. And State Farm is a family-focused business. And we pride ourselves in building those relationships with families, getting to know your family. And frankly, that's why it became a good fit for me. In this area, I've managed to develop many relationships and basically have nurtured them through my 50 years of life. And it just seemed to be a good fit for me.
Well, it's such a great testimony to building a business in an area that you love. And are you able to identify the advantages, besides just the sense of community, in the Southland, about locating in the Southland and being here for 13 years?
So for me, the one thing that I do love about the Southland that does support my business is the fact that the school systems are great, the fact that the park districts are phenomenal. There are a lot of sports programs, music programs that allow me to interact with members of the community. And I really love that about our community. In addition, that bedroom nature that we have here allows me to interact with many of our elected officials and your voice can be heard and your opinions matter. So I think that's one of the other great things, you know, that's the difference between living in the Southland and living in the city of Chicago. I can actually reach out and touch my mayor. Probably can reach out and touch Lori Lightfoot, but it does take a little more to get to her.
I agree with that. And so one last thing, so you had such a great career on both sides. So what's your advice to aspiring entrepreneurs?
So I'm often asked that question, and I can say that most people go into business, yes, because they want to earn a living and make money. And money is really important. It's way up there with oxygen. But business ownership is about more than making money. So I would just say, whatever your business is, you first of all have to be a student of the business. And really, your why needs to be so compelling that it literally wakes you up in the morning. So whatever you're doing, know what you're doing, study it, spend some time learning it. And the last two things I would probably say is, and it's one of the issues that was, or one of the topics that was brought up in this series, marketing and advertising. Great products fail when no one knows they exist. And most people often put marketing and advertising on the back burner and figure they'll do it after they get open. Just doesn't quite work that way. And finally, I think the last thing I would say is it's really important to take care of your employees. Take care of your employees, appreciate your clients, keep your arms around your family, and take care of yourself, most importantly.
Thank you so much, Sor Audrey. I mean, you are such an inspiration and have so much knowledge that we can all learn from, and that is wonderful advice. So maybe you have just inspired someone to go and start their business.
I hope so.
So we're going to pivot back over to Stephanie. And Stephanie, are you back there with us? We'd love to hear about your Essations brand and what inspired your vision for your corporation.
Hi, okay, can you hear me this time?
Yes, ma'am.
We're good.
Gotcha.
Okay, I switched over to my phone, so it was something with the computer, but thank you for that great introduction that you gave. Yes, Ms. Donna comes to the salon all the time, and we are so gracious to have you as a customer there. But I think the first thing that you were asking me is just about the company itself and what was our vision for it. And really, it started off as a great place that had amazing products for multiple types of textures of hair. But we started off as a company that provided partnerships and opportunities for the professional stylists. That's where our platform began. And so we were partners educationally with them, in platform with them. We just tried to make sure that their existence in the professional arena was something that was very blessed for them so that they can continue to grow and make more money themselves too. So that's where our platform began. But now we have shifted over a little bit into making sure that we touch the consumer as well, because everybody needs great hair. And as long as we're making and manufacturing, because we do all about manufacturing in-house here in the Southland as well, as long as we're still manufacturing great products, we want to be able to let it touch anybody out there. So we have opened up a lot of streams where people can get our products one-on-one from a consumer base as well. So that's what our biggest thing is, creating amazing products for amazing hair and amazing stylists and helping them to get to their next level.
Well, that's fantastic. And it's evidenced by all the people who you have working there who are fantastic.
Thank you.
So I know that COVID presented you with some opportunities and challenges.
Yes.
And I know you were making hand sanitizer that you were selling across probably the world, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So what other impacts did COVID have on Essations as a company that, you know, and how your organization pivoted to be able to make that happen?
Well, you know, of course, I own the salon and then I have the manufacturing company as well. But both things are the salon itself deals with, of course, the professional stylist, and then the estations, we sell our products. 85% to 90% of our customer is the professional stylist as well. COVID comes in and it says you can't touch people. So there's no, all of my friends were out of jobs. All of my stylists in the salon were out of jobs virtually. And then all of my customer base was out of jobs. And so we had to really pivot quickly to try to figure out a way to generate income. Fortunately, we only had 1 week where our employees were not at work in our Estations manufacturing facility, which is it's just a great feat. All of our employees were able to come back, and we were able to keep them on during the pandemic to be able to manufacture, like you mentioned, the hand sanitizer. We also had already had our merchandising efforts online in place. So we started ramping those up and really touching the public. The consumers and the stylists were purchasing directly from our website, which also helped because at that point, instead of selling to distributors that are taking it out to the stylists, we were making that additional profit line there, which helped us to sustain as well. And then we also created different streams of income or additional streams of income for our stylists, and gave affiliate program for them. So what they were able to do is get codes, and they were making commissions off of taking those products and selling them to their customers or their friends or their impact without having to touch them. And so once they gave their customers those codes with their names attached to it, they would come through and purchase straight through the website, and all of the stylists that were involved and used their impact, we gave them commissions on it, which during a time where they did not or weren't able to make any money, they were able to create a little bit of additional income to help them during that time.
So innovative. That is amazing, and kept everybody working. So your last question, because you've had a very varied career as well. So what advice would you have for any aspiring entrepreneurs?
Well, like Ms. Audrey just said, knowing your purpose and knowing your why, and it has to get you up in the morning. That is the number one thing. People, I think, assume that going into business means that you get to create your own schedule and all of that, but you take your work home with you much more in an entrepreneurship position than you do when you're doing corporate. So just make sure that your purpose is bigger than any problem that you can come up against. I also like to say, start where you want to finish. Make sure that your vision is there. A lot of people start with a limited vision of what they see right now, instead of starting where they want to end up in 10, 15, or 20 years. It's kind of even like, an autobiography. I'll say you have to live the way you want your autobiography or your biography to read. You have to live the way you want your biography to read, or when you pass away, how you want your obituary to read. It's the same thing with business. However you want to end up in the future, if you're making a product line and you want to end up on the store shelves of Target, or if you want to be in Ultra or any of these other big stores, then there are things that you have to put in place today in order to position yourself to get there. And if you don't, you'll find yourself having to come back and redo so many different things just in order to get ready to be in a position. I'm very spiritual, and I know this may not be the platform for it, but what I feel like is in a blink of an eye, things can change. You never know when those things change. You have to be ready so you don't have to get ready. So that's very important in business, to make sure that you're starting how your vision shows you you're going to finish. And the last thing is, make sure your foundations are in place so that you can be scalable all the time. You have to be able to look at a snapshot of your business and look at different areas that you can push up or push forward, and other things that you might want to come down. If you look at even being in a pandemic like this, we have to be able to look at where our money was coming from and how we can push agendas to be able to still sustain in the midst of a pandemic. And if your business is not foundationally secure where you can be scalable, it's very, very, very difficult to do that.
Great advice. I mean, I think what you said, spiritual or however you want to look at it, that is the truth right there.
Yeah.
So thank you. Well, I would just love for all of our presenters to come back online so we can see if there's any questions from the audience. And if not, then we can just thank you personally, and thank you for being here. I'm gonna wait a second to see if any questions pop up. So we had Mayor Sheila Chalmers Curran, we had Senator Hastings, Audrey McFarland, and Stephanie Luster. Well, thank you all so much for being here. There's no questions, but we certainly have a lot going on in the Southland with all of you leaders and business women, and all of us here are here to help you be successful. So I think you just should let us know what you need, all of you, and we need to support each other as it relates to building the Southland. I'm a huge proponent of the Southland. I say it like every day. And with people like this, we can't help but be great. So I want to thank my chapter, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Lambda Tau Omega Chapter, for putting on this wonderful series. I appreciate being able to be here. And we just have a great future in front of us. Thank you to our program chairman. Thank you to our president. And thank you to our Target 3 initiative and all the great presenters who are here today. Wonderful job, and let's keep it going. So I'll just say bravo.
Good evening. My name is LaTanya Walker, and I'm the Target 3 Building Your Economic Legacy chairperson. I'd like to just thank everyone in attendance tonight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I am just overwhelmed with the information that we received and the panelists who delivered it. Our committee would like to express our sincerest appreciation to our panelists for taking the time out of their schedules to prepare and to present. State Senator Michael E. Hastings of the 19th Senate District and his staff, especially Ms. Nora, worked very closely with us. We appreciate you so much. Mayor Sheila Chalmers Curran, Matteson Village President, such interesting information about the community that we live in. Thank you for sharing that. Business owner Stephanie Luster of Hastings. I'll have to come and see you real soon. And SOAR and business owner Audrey McFarland of State Farm Insurance. Again, great information. I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs are following your advice. And just for everyone for your service to our community. I'd also like to thank our president, Dr. Leah Hill, and Vice President and Program Chair, Michelle R. Clark, for their visionary and dynamic leadership. Without them, we could not have pulled this off. And of course, our incredible and just awesome Target 3 co-chairs, Renee Collins and Valencine Arnold. I was truly, just as my husband says, eye candy this time. They just did some incredible hard work, and I really appreciate that, as do I'm sure all of you. They're also entrepreneurs in their own right. Again, thanks to our participating SOARers who have done so much work to pull off this entire webinar series. Ashley Carr, Brittany Wright, Tina Burks, Tiffany Wicks from Protocol and Technology, our SOARers, happy anniversary to Lori Wilcox, Bloom Township Committeeman, and Donna Miller, Cook County Commissioner, 6th District. We'd like to present all of our panelists with a certificate of appreciation. I think you've seen it on the screen, for your great work, for all that you're doing with our webinar and what you're doing with our community. We'll make sure that you get your certificates. And of course, as has been mentioned, a video recording of the webinars will be on our website and soon YouTube channel. We also invite you to return in 2021, where we'll have additional workshops, Ingenuity at Home. Again, more exciting information, so please come and bring a friend. We'll give you information about that as soon as it's established. Please be well, stay safe, and have a great evening. Don't forget to take our survey. The link is in the chat. Good night.